Welcome CS50. This is the presentation of my books project using Flask and SQL. In the top section of the application.py file, I have the imports that were provided with the problem set, and I added some of the imports, starting with request, that it is used to retrieve the information from the Goodreads site. The JSONify import allows me to return a JSON from a dictionary, and the abort import allows me to return a 404 error. The wrap function from functools allows to define a decorator function called login required for restricting some pages just for logged in users. Down below we have some code that was provided with the problem set, that it is for the configuration of the source database, that in this case it was implemented using Heroku, and a session model to use the file system registration. The register function handles two methods, the get method and the post method. If you access with the get method, then the system checks if you are already logged in. If you are, then you are redirected to the index page, and if not, you are redirected to the register HTML form that allows you to register. Down below we define the login require decorator, that is basically is a function that checks if the username it is already logged in. If it is, then return that function. If it is not, then it will redirect the user to the login page. Down below we implement the route login that implements the post and get methods that trigger the login function that handles if the method in which you are accessing is get, then the login HTML file it is retrieved with its form, that if you once you submit, then with the post request, that data it is going to be parsed into a SQL statement for retrieving the user data, that it is going to be checked in this statement using the checks password hash, in which it is compared the hash of the source with the user with the password user that the user has provided, and if it retrieves true, then the user is logged in, and a return with the logged in HTML file it is retrieved, else it will return an error. The logout function, it just pops the username key from the session dictionary and redirect the user to the logged out page. The logout function defines the template for the logged out users. Then the login function defines the logged in HTML in its message for giving information to the user that it has logged in. Then we have the search route that implements the search function, in which the login required decorator it is implemented for restricting this page just for logged in users. If you access this page with the post statement, then the request that form that search key value it is going to be retrieved into the SQL select from SQL statement, and it is assigned to the result dictionary that is passed as a parameter to the render template function for rendering all those results into the table page.